Now, the Truckers Association of South Africa says it's worried by the amount of accidents and deaths on the country's roads each month. To address this, the association has organized one-day Mpumalanga Safety Awareness Campaign with its national structures, truck drivers and employees, and that's set to take place on Thursday, which is tomorrow, the 22nd of December. To tell us more about it, I'm joined now by Mary Phadi. She's, of course, from the association. Ma'am, good afternoon. Welcome to today here on eNCA. Thank you for coming into studio. Last time I spoke to you, we were Zooming.
Yep.
Yeah, but now we can see each other face to face. So just take us through, where will this safety awareness campaign be held and what are its key elements?
Look, we are taking this initiative to caution our drivers. We are worried about the number of fatalities that we see on the road caused by the trucks. And, you know, the initiative, we took it to the extent that we've made a call to the MEC of Public Works, Roads and Transport in Mpumalanga, as well as the MEC of Roads in KZN. The event will be tomorrow in the morning at 9 o'clock. It's the first time on its kind done by the trucking industry to make a safety awareness campaign to alert our drivers that, you know, we should not be negligent on the road, and the next one will happen next week in KZN.
What's the real reason? What was the motive? What led you to do this? We know, of course, there's always attention on road safety during the festive season, but from a trucker's perspective, what has led you to embark on this awareness campaign? It
is because in October only we lost around 43 people on the road, and you know, it is a serious concern. And last week we had 11 fatalities, another 7, and you know, those numbers are worrying because at the end of the day we've never seen this trend in the and
there was that tragedy in Opongolo where a truck killed 20 people, including 19 primary school children.
Definitely, and we saw one in Limpopo. And you know, and that is really raising a concern to say we need to stand up as truckers and speak to the drivers and give them a notification, a pamphlet to say, let's do better, we can do better. And also it will bring the operators into the party, because they are also to be blamed. You cannot have one truck being driven by a driver traveling about 300 kilometers and go and stand at the harbour for a very long time. So those are the things that we want to engage with them on the road.
Okay, the Mpumalanga is an interesting choice. Are you going to be on the N4 highway?
We are going to be in Middelburg. We want to target the mine where they load to the harbour. And next week we'll be in Richards Bay at the harbour itself with both MECs. So we are doing our best to make sure that we touch where there's a problem, and we hope that it will, you know, make a difference, not ending in festive only, but we hope that throughout the year we'll be engaging with other MECs.
So the N4 highway, Middelburg route to the mines, and also Richards Bay there, it's got a port and harbour. Are those the two largest trucking corridors in South Africa today?
Look, the number of trucks has increased. There's quite a lot of congestion going to the harbour because of the number of coal that we are taking overseas. So because of that, this initiative needs to be at the harbour itself, so that we can talk to real drivers. And you know, in other provinces we'll be engaging with them, but the sooner look, already Mr. Den, this year we are over the number of fatalities compared to last year. So we need
what's the number?
I'm not quite sure, but we've already jumped the number of fatalities that we had last year. So it means there's a problem.
So
and in that problem, we need to stand up.
There have been more people dying this year in terms of accidents involving trucks than compared to last year. Indeed, that is worrisome. Is this going to be an ongoing campaign? You've mentioned 2 provinces now, and you've explained why you're focusing in Middelburg, and you're going to be going to Richards Bay. Are you going to carry this out through? Because trucks, they go across the length and breadth of the country, including north, and they are always transporting goods that we all need.
Definitely, we are only starting where there's a problem. And obviously, we are engaging with all the MECs, and they are all coming to the party, and which is very good. So therefore, you know, January we'll target maybe 2 provinces, and again in February, because we don't want to end here. We want to be saying that the trucking industry has been behaving on the road. What went wrong? and we need to solve that issue.
Yeah, because I mean the importance of the freight logistics industry to the economy of the country cannot be underestimated. And when you have this kind of accidents all the time, it's going to have an impact on the delivery of that very important function.
Definitely. And also, you know, at the end of the day, we need trucks on the road. And also we need to be checking where the problem is. And immediately when we engage other provinces at the agricultural products, Limpopo, Northwest, where they move more on farming, then, you know, there's less trucks there compared to the number of trucks that are currently moving. Only in the Mpumalanga province is more than 40,000.
Yeah. Currently, do you have an idea, ma'am, as a Truckers Association of South Africa, what could be the main problems? You've mentioned one thing earlier. They drive long distances, rushing to load and have to come back. So there could be fatigue that's involved, as an example. What else do you think could be contributing to the increase in trucking accidents?
It's the challenge of the economy is not growing, and we come from COVID, and there's an increase on the fuel, and a lot of companies are trying to save, and that's the reason why we are seeing these challenges. And also, you know, business goes where there is business, and you cannot control them. And I think that's where the challenge is. And for us to be able to engage with them, we can be able maybe to find a solution, because there was some proposal where the KZN province had said that trucks must not travel at night. So those are the things that we can look at and say that how do we find each other. But the main problem here is that everybody is pushing business.
Are most of the trucking accidents happening at night?
Truck accidents, you know, throughout the years, you know, for the past 15 years, the statistics says it happens on weekends. So we need to caution the drivers to say, you know, what is it that you can do over the weekend. But during weekdays, we don't see that most of the time.
Yeah, because limiting or restricting the time of trucks on the road might also have an unintended consequence in terms of economic activity, but it just might be one of those solutions. Okay, so tomorrow morning you're saying you're going to be out there at Middelburg. Are you going to be there yourself as the association with the MEC, all these big names that you've mentioned earlier? Definitely,
and the National Council, the provincial chairpersons of the trucking industry, as well as the mayoral office. I think also the district mayor, they've told me today that she will be there. But the whole aim is that we need to engage with the trucks that are leaving the mine to Richards Bay to say, you know, make sure that we are saving lives out there. So definitely we'll be there, and I will also be there, and we'll be doing our best to make sure that this first of its own kind will make an impact.
And it's going to be on an ongoing basis, as you said earlier. Thank you very much. That's Mary Phadi from the Truckers Association of South Africa, just giving us a sense of their trucking safety awareness campaign on our roads, targeting tomorrow mining, coal mines around the Middelburg in Mpumalanga. Those who rush to the port of Richards Bay, they'll also be at Richards Bay as they begin this. It's very tragic to hear that this year there's been more deaths due to trucking accident in the country than last year. This is Today on eNCA DSTV Channel 43. Stay with us.